All right, so this is a suggestion via Discord. The name of the video is a judge humbles woman who demands $50,000 in child support. What? Bro, there are people who literally do not make this in a year. And you think that it is okay to ask the father of your child because you are no longer with them, right? Most likely they've moved on. You're angry at that, right? But that's not the point. I digress here, guys. $50,000 is absolutely ridiculous. That is wild to even to imagine paying to support a child for a month, bro. There needs to be some type of law put against this, bro. There has to be. There has to be something coming down the pipeline, bro. I demand it. All right, I demand it. All right. But either way, let's go and check it out. This is coming from the channel The Modern King, and it's a suggestion via Discord, guys.
I don't have any money left for the lifestyle that I've been accustomed to, and getting my nails done, and my hair and massages and things like that.
This is the greediest woman I've ever seen. As we know, the court system is very broken and biased almost always in favor of women. But with the amount of greed this woman has, it will be interesting to see how the judge reacts.
You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Yes, ma'am. We have 3 children together.
Okay.
I have not received any child support from him. Our children go to private school. They play sports, dance lessons, singing lessons. They're very active, and it's very expensive.
I mean, bro, you're not supporting your child? I mean, listen. I agree with supporting your child. There's no doubt here you need to support your child. That's yours, bro, right? But when I see numbers like $50,000, it thoroughly befuddles me here, guys, right? That does not mean, having a child does not mean you should not be working, specifically if you're no longer with the father of the child, right? That doesn't make any sense. Like, you chose to not be there. So you should not have the same lifestyle you had while you were with him. It doesn't work like that, at least, guys, right? But if you're not supporting your child, bro, you're pretty much scum.
We do share custody and time, but I pay for private school. He pays for health insurance, and that's all.
Okay, you share custody.
What kind of money you make to be paying all of that?
I'm an attorney.
Oh.
Okay.
But I'm used to a certain lifestyle. I mean, I can't even afford to get my nails done, my hair done.
Okay.
It's embarrassing.
You're an attorney.
Yes,
right.
You can afford tuition, but not to get your nails done.
Because all my money's going to the tuition and all of their extracurricular activities. I've been sacrificing the things that I'm used to that I was able to do before when we were still together, and we
bro, you're not together any longer.
had that combined income, and now all my money's going to the kids, and I don't have any money left for the lifestyle that I've been accustomed to.
That's a
getting my nails
wild
done,
statement.
My hair and massages and things like that.
Right.
If we asked her who initiated the divorce, I guarantee she would say she did.
It was her.
Then when you ask her why, she wouldn't be able to give a rational answer.
She was bored.
Yet she now wants to complain that she can't afford the same lifestyle that she had before, even though she's the one who put herself in this position.
Okay. Is that all you wanted to let me know before I move over to him? Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Williams, make this make sense.
You know, although she makes more money, she has an extravagant lifestyle. The hair, the nails, the massage. You know, she didn't tell you about the personal chef or the maid that she has come clean the house every week.
So now it's making sense, okay.
And let alone the drinking problem that you have.
Drinking
The
problem.
weekly stops to the liquor store, to have a curbside pickup. Come on now.
Okay.
He's telling the truth, isn't he?
Well, you know, after being in
That
court all
wasn't
day,
my question. He's telling the truth, isn't he?
I do like to have a cocktail now and then.
So the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're getting somewhere about, and you brought him to court
Yes.
for child support.
Yes, ma'am.
How much money do you make?
$70,000 a year.
Okay.
I make $100,000 less than she does.
Oh my God.
But again, I pay for pretty much everything. The only thing he pays for the kids is the
Bro, people have raised families off of literally a quarter of that. Completely fine. It seems like you want to live a lavish life. You were so used to the shared income, like you stated. But listen, you're no longer together. You have to make changes, obviously, right?
the health insurance. I pay for everything.
Health insurance is pretty important. You'd agree with me, right?
It is, and I appreciate that. I do. But I don't want to pull my kids from private school or you know, take them out of the things that they love to do because I can't afford it.
Or you could stop wasting your money on things you don't need. She said she makes $170,000 a year. So if she doesn't even have money for herself, That means she's wasting a lot of it on unnecessary things.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Not only that, but the child support she's seeking wouldn't go to the children, as she's made it abundantly clear it's for her lifestyle.
Alcohol is not cheap. You can afford it. You're just choosing to do something other than what you should be doing, which is taking care of these children. Now, how often are you all, I'm assuming you don't live together anymore, right?
She said shared custody.
How often are you all exchanging the children?
We have them equally, so that'll be 2 weekends a month.
Okay. All right, yeah. You came in here to waste my time.
Yeah.
I'm not getting ready to play with you. I am not going to make him pay you child support when you make $100,000 more than he does. You didn't object when he said you make $100,000 more than him, so he's telling the truth, right? Yeah. What kind of lawyer are you? Never mind.
Right.
So this is what we're going to do.
That's
I am
a wild
going to base child support off of what's called an offset, okay? So I'm going to do the child support calculations for the both of you and subtract it. And the difference is going to go to the person who makes more, which is you, all right? So, Mom, your child support obligation comes down, well, hold on. How many children? 2 children, right?
We have 3 children between us and 4 total.
3 children, 4 total. Who has the other child? Okay. Thank you for telling me that, because that reduces your child support obligation and increases yours. So the difference in adding the health insurance, it comes out to $1,533 per month. And Mrs. Williams, that's what you're going to be ordered to pay to him. Any questions about that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any questions about anything I just said?
No, ma'am.
Well, that backfired. I don't know what she was expecting when she makes $100,000 more than he does and doesn't even have full custody.
Marlon Wayne's baby mother.
Right. Yeah, that's a crazy one, guys.
Struggling to provide for the 1-year-old daughter with $18,000 a month. He pays in child support. Files lawsuit for more money. The judge needs to ask this woman, what are you doing with the money he's providing? That's $216,000 a year, and you're struggling with a 1-year-old. It's a lot that I could say, but I'm gonna leave it like this. To my young kings who ain't got no kids, why should you decide to put a baby in? Get past all the good looks. What's your mentality like? Because you might end up like this.
I'm starting to believe that men are literally lower conscious. The only thing,
like, guys, I think that, like, to make it fair, right, specifically, child support should basically be decided completely based off of what both people are making completely, right? So, like, if one person has to pay $18,000 and then the other person has no ability to even come near that amount of that amount of money on a monthly basis, right? Then they shouldn't be paying that, literally. So, for example, a mother has a job or she doesn't have a job, well, okay, then. We need to make sure that she's also putting equally into the child's life, because the men should not be consistently forced to pay these ridiculous amounts of money while the other party has no ability to make that, to even make that amount of money on a monthly basis. Right? It should be 30% of whatever she makes. And that would probably be a better number for everyone. We could probably deal with things a little bit better, right? But it should just not be, oh, this man makes money, so he needs to pay, over 30%, and then also pay, almost 40%, depending on how much money they're making, right? To taxes, guys. That's not okay.
a man wants from you is access to your body.
Well, that's a rather dismal outlook, but it does kind of let a person know what types of men some individuals tend to interact with.
You cannot believe how many men have asked me this question. What do women really want?
And that's a very good question. I wonder what the answer is.
They're confused by emotional intimacy and true connection.
Ooh. Tell us more what one really thinks about men.
They are wild animals. They wake up and they say, let's go find somebody to date. Dating is about finding an F partner.
Probably shouldn't be painting all men with the same brush, but in case one wasn't aware, usually physical intimacy is part eventually of being in a relationship.
I'm starting to believe that men are literally lower conscious. Like they've never felt love before in their life and they don't know how to.
And what's crazy is she's saying this, right? And she doesn't have any grasp of how misandrist she sounds. right? And it's just the craziest thing in the world. Like, how don't you hear this, right? Like, if a man was saying all these things as publicly as she is saying it, bro, he'd be canceled so fast, bro. All right, there needs to be some type of like literal equality, right? For real, in this instance, at least.
All they know is physical pleasures, which they cannot control.
I'm really beginning to think that some women that make these types of statements are actually just demonstrating projection.
She's definitely projecting. I can see why men won't commit to her. Could you imagine having that headache constantly complaining in your ear?
You know, recently there's been a lot of articles pointing out how men are far less emotionally intelligent than women and how that's been ruining their relationships.
Oh, yeah. You know, I always say the wife's more intelligent than me. Emotionally, of course.
You know, it's unfortunate, but it's a department that we lack in. Last week we're at the airport. Our plane gets delayed an hour, whereas my natural instinct would be to say, it is what it is, there's nothing we can do. Brittany had the emotional intelligence to realize this is a big deal. We should be arguing with anyone who will listen, and in general, just going ballistic, regardless of whether or not it'll help.
Look, it's not about whether or not it helps.
No.
For example, say you plan an outdoor event and it begins to rain. An emotionally unintelligent person like myself might suggest some sort of alternative or contingency, or maybe we'll do it on another day, as opposed to realizing that this is in fact the end of the world and you should be flying off the handle.
You know, whether you're reading an article about COVID coming back or your Uber Eats driver brings you the wrong order, we as men do not have the emotional intelligence to realize that not only is this something we should be freaking out about, but we should also be becoming actively hostile to others who are remaining calm.
Right.
If you enjoyed this video, I promise you'll enjoy this next video. I will see you there.
All right, guys. All right, guys. Listen, if you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. Okay, let's start right there. But here's the thing: we need each other. I'm gonna keep. Every time you guys send me these videos, I'm gonna keep saying the same thing. Okay, listen, we need each other. We balance each other out beautifully. All right, completely, men and women. We just balance each other out perfectly. All right. But there's like a toxic element that has come in to like our society, probably within the last like decade, 2 decades. I would honestly say it started most likely in the 80s, right? On a serious note, like I think it started there. Gen Xers started this nonsense, right? I'm gonna go ahead and blame them. But in terms of like everyone actually seeing it in their face, it's pretty racist. Oh yeah, social media, mainly TikTok, right? TikTok culture is an interesting one. Right? I mean, it's definitely ran by a very toxic group. It seems like the people who generally are the most successful are generally they have the most toxic ideologies, right? TikTok is a place where misandrists basically reside, and they just have like this internal dialogue with other groups of misandrists, and it's like a echo chamber of misandry, basically. And then of course it bleeds out occasionally to us normies who do not involve ourselves or engage in any of this nonsense, and then of course hits other social media platforms, and now we all see this consistently, right? And if this is all you think and all you know of women, I mean, it's wild, right? But there are great women, absolutely, but they're just probably not going to be large scale in the United States of America, the United Kingdom, Australia, or Israel. But everywhere else, oh yeah, go for it. Right. But there are, like I said, there are great women. Even here, you have to kind of weed through these, right? But there are definitely great women here. But again, they're just hard to find. But either way, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. Guys, before we go, are you guys subscribed to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd, along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Both are found in the description. Check it out.